some of the new information that was provided in the meeting in regards to RNA therapies is first and foremost is that they are safe and well tolerated in patients who receive them. And there was the exciting news is that in one of the presentations that there was a delay in loss of ambulation by at least 2 years in regards to compared to patients who have received the standard of care such as steroid therapy. So there is benefit from the prolongation of the duration of ambulation and delay in the loss of ambulation time, which is significant. So I think this is all exciting because it's offering options for patients to choose from, and also proving that these treatment options are so far safe and well tolerated by most patients.
And finally, there was some data that was presented by Craig McDonald on Eteplirsen. Eteplirsen is the PMO molecule that's designed to skip exon 51. This is a medication that was approved now almost 5 years ago, 4.5 years ago, and is being used commercially. And so what was done was these patients that were studied in various different studies for Eteplirsen were pulled together. And many of these patients have been on Eteplirsen for quite some time, open label, through an early and young patients, as well as non-ambulatory patients and ambulatory patients, and pulling all these patients together and comparing them to an external control group through the Synergy Natural History study. And so when they were pulling these patients, they looked at various different measures, but most importantly, loss of ambulation. And what was seen among all the patients when they were pulled together was that the average age of loss of ambulation was just over 15 years of age, and that deviates from what is seen in the natural history external control group. There were a couple of different control groups that were used. They specifically isolated patients who were genotypically similar, so patients who had a DNA testing that suggested they were amenable to exon 51 skipping, but were not receiving Eteplirsen. And what was seen there was a significant difference. These patients on average were losing ambulation at approximately 13 years of age. There was another external control group that was also compared to this patients who were not just exon 51 amenable skipping, but a larger group of patients in the Synergy Natural History study. And those patients were closer to about 14 years of age at the time of loss of ambulation. But this was used as a sensitivity analysis to show if the conclusions of comparing to the exon 51 amenable patients was a reasonable conclusion. And they reached a similar conclusion when they broadened the control group to include more DMD patients that were followed in the Synergy Natural History, which is that there is a significant difference in the time to loss of ambulation when you control patients who are on Eteplirsen compared to patients who were not treated with this exon skipping medication. I think this is interesting. I think that this provides us additional confidence that there is some disease-modifying activity of Eteplirsen in patients who are amenable to exon 51 skipping. This is a medication which is commercially available, and it's helpful for us as practicing physicians taking care of DMD patients because it provides us additional data and confidence that we're providing a medication which is efficacious.